Islam Makhachev's camp has completely shut down. Talk of a fight with Ilia Topuria. Islam's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, recently clarified the direction for several major upcoming fights in the UFC. According to Abdelaziz, Makhachev's next opponent will be a legitimate welterweight contender, signaling a move focused strictly within that division rather than a high-profile super fight against Topuria. Abdelaziz, who also manages Justin Gaethje, confirmed that Gaethje is next in line for the undisputed lightweight title. Whether that title fight is against Topuria, also known as El Matador, or another contender in the division remains to be seen. Abdelaziz further emphasized that if Topuria vacates the lightweight belt, Gaethje will face the next rightful contender, most likely Arman Tsarukyan. This announcement essentially outlines the upcoming title picture across both the lightweight and welterweight divisions, setting the stage for several major championship clashes. Reinier de Ridder has promised a major comeback when he faces Caio Borralho on March 7. In a recent Dutch interview, de Ridder admitted his previous disappointing performance had nothing to do with a lack of skill, but rather the intense pace he pushed himself through. He revealed that competing 5 times in just 11 months, along with undergoing 5 grueling weight cuts, severely drained his body. As a naturally large athlete, the constant cycle of training twice daily, preparing for fights, and repeatedly cutting weight left him physically exhausted and unable to perform at his best. Now, with a more balanced schedule and a stronger focus on recovery, de Ridder believes he is ready to bounce back. He sees the matchup with Borralho as a chance to prove that, when managing his body and preparation correctly, he remains one of the most dangerous fighters in the division. Fans can expect a sharper and more focused de Ridder, determined to prove he is far from the fighter who burned out during 2025. He insists that March 7 could be the night he reminds the MMA world why he is feared among the sport's biggest athletes.
Ja, 100%. Want ik voel me eigenlijk nu al beter dan dat ik me zelfs in het kamp voor Whittaker voelde. Want zelfs toen waren was het al moeite om sommige trainingssessies door te komen. Het kan moeite om te herstellen. En ja, dat is nu gewoon echt heel anders.
Is dat ook de les die je geleerd hebt? Meer beter naar je lichaam luisteren? Of
ja, je kan gewoon niet 5 keer op een dag, 5 keer in 11 maanden knokken, 5 weight cuts. Jezelf 2 keer op een dag helemaal de pleurs in trainen. Dat gaat gewoon niet. En dat wist ik eigenlijk wel, maar dat wilde ik toch wel heel graag.
New details have surfaced regarding Tom Aspinall's uncertain future. Reporter P.T. Carroll, who is close to Aspinall's camp, recently appeared on the Ariel Helwani show and shared updates about the heavyweight champion's condition. According to Carroll, the UFC has not reached out to Aspinall regarding his current situation, and Tom himself is not looking to create any tension with the promotion. His main focus has shifted entirely toward his health, as complications with his eye condition have worsened significantly, making everyday life his primary concern. Nearly 4 months after the injury, Aspinall is still unable to properly track moving objects. He experiences pain from simple tasks such as texting, suffers from vertigo when making sudden movements, and struggles with basic coordination, including shaking hands. Training drills remain extremely difficult, and he has even found it challenging to play with his children. Additionally, he is unable to drive and relies on others for transportation. Although Aspinall may not be forced to vacate his heavyweight title, an interim championship fight appears almost inevitable. With Tom unable to train for several months, the UFC still requires an active title fight to keep the division moving forward. Carroll emphasized that the issue is not about disputes with the UFC, but rather the dramatic changes in Aspinall's daily life as he continues dealing with the injury.
Need to make sure that this hasn't happened. I felt very ridiculous doing it, but I was like, for the sake of this article, I probably should. And they were like, no, we haven't heard from the UFC at all. I've been in touch with the team ever since this, and it got kind of awkward, you know, when you're asking for updates or progress checks and there isn't any. And you're seeing these comments and you're like, every time this dude puts something out there to these people and they're saying this is bullshit, you aren't doing this, I think they kind of dictated what the article would be about. You know, I think it's because the UFC thing isn't really the issue right now. That's not the game he's playing right now. It's like everyday stuff. I don't think they were interested in having any tit for tat with the UFC again, as is abundantly clear throughout. This is very much about like, what's this guy's life like now? You know, like this guy's life is very different than what it once was.
New information has emerged from the Mac Life reporter Oscar Willis during an appearance on Luke Thomas's YouTube show. According to Willis, the UFC is planning a major interim heavyweight title fight between Alex Pereira and Ciryl Gane as they navigate Aspinall's absence. The fight is reportedly not expected to headline the rumored White House event. Instead, it is being targeted as the main event for the upcoming UFC Miami card, scheduled shortly before that showcase event. The decision aligns with Aspinall's recovery timeline. Even if he retains his championship, his inability to train leaves the division without an active title defense. Creating an interim belt allows the UFC to maintain momentum while providing fans with a high-profile main event. The timing could also benefit Pereira, who has been hinting at a move to heavyweight for quite some time. This matchup would give him the opportunity to test himself in a new weight class while the division waits for Aspinall's return, potentially reshaping the heavyweight landscape. During the discussion, Thomas and Willis also debated what this could mean for Jon Jones and whether the interim title scenario signals uncertainty surrounding his potential return.
My God, dude, if Aspinall's not there and they're doing Gane versus Pereira, are you hearing that could be a White House fight?
No, I heard that could be sooner. I think I did, like, maybe Miami. I haven't heard of, like, the main event that kind of keeps moving around. So
if they make that fight, Ciryl Gane will have fought like the best heavyweights of this era. Ngannou, Jon Jones, Aspinall, and Alex Pereira. That would be fucking wild.
For me, the main thing is if they did that Pereira, that basically means Jon's gone. Right? If they're doing Pereira for a heavyweight title fight, I don't
look at me. Jon is gone. He's gone.
And you love it. You're so happy that he's gone.
It's not even that. It's just like, dude, the guy he's the best light heavyweight I've ever seen by a million miles. I was there for basically the entire run. But he is a manipulator. He is a bullshitter. He is attention starved.
Olympic wrestling champion Gable Steveson has revealed that he plans to call for a UFC opportunity if he secures victory in his upcoming fight. Steveson is scheduled to face veteran Hugo Luzama in the heavyweight division at Mexico Fight League 3, marking only his third professional MMA bout. Despite his limited MMA experience, expectations surrounding Steveson remain extremely high. Many American fans believe he could bring elite wrestling back into the UFC heavyweight division, which currently lacks dominant grappling specialists. Steveson's Olympic-level wrestling, combined with the skills he has been developing in mixed martial arts, makes him one of combat sports' most intriguing prospects. A strong performance against Luzama could potentially fast-track him into the UFC, where he may immediately face high-level competition. For Steveson, this fight represents more than just another appearance. It is an opportunity to prove he is ready to become a major force in a heavyweight division searching for new contenders. If he delivers an impressive performance, 2026 could mark the beginning of a major shift in the division's landscape.
You take out the next opponent and maybe the next big thing will come. And if it's not the White House, something big always comes. It always happens.
Will you call for it? You go out there and get a knockout on Thursday? Will you call specifically for, like, hey, I'm ready to get me on there?
Yeah, most definitely I'll call for it. I'll call for it. I think it's rightfully so. Especially if it's a big knockout that happens next Thursday. You know, it'd be my fourth one. My third in MMA, one in dirty boxing. So that's how it would be. But you know, just like we talked about, if the cards fall that way, they fall that way. If they don't, they don't.
That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.